Right off the bat, I have to disclose this. I am not an audio engineer. I don't play one on TV. I don't aspire to be one. But what I can tell you is this. The bigger your sound system is, the more you are going to notice any compromises in sound quality, be it your files or your speakers or your mixing board or controller or whatever. If you're tuning in for the first time here, I'm Brian. I am what someone recently has described as an old school, no nonsense DJ. I take that as a compliment. Thank you for that, PJ. I'm not here to hustle your money. I don't want to sell you anything, any books, seminars, lists, classes, whatever. Everything on here is absolutely free. But what I will humbly ask is that you hit the like button on the video. I would appreciate that. That helps a lot. So I'm going to kick this off with an example that you may understand. Let's talk about video. You know how you might be looking at a low resolution video on your phone? You've seen them. You know, people post these viral videos. They go on TikTok or whatever, and sometimes they're a little grainy. It's not that bad looking at it on your phone. But when you blow it up on something like your 65-inch LED TV in your living room, it looks terrible. I see stuff like this during storm events when the video is not very good going through the news. You know, when there's a big thing going on in Florida or something, there's a big hurricane coming through. The video I saw on my phone doesn't look bad at all, but when I see it on the news, it's atrocious. It just looks like big blocks. Do you remember iPads and iPods? Well, a lot of you still use iPads, but iPods, that was a big thing. You get all that music from iTunes. And back in the old days, what they wanted to do was they wanted to make these files as small as possible so you can fit a lot of music on one of these little devices. And you were listening to that music through, well, earbuds was the default thing, but some people would step up, you know, and get a nice headphone to listen to their music on, their iPod. These are ultrasounds. I've been using these at the studio desk for probably about 4 years now. I really like them. I think Stevie Wonder's got the same set of headphones. So these are good. They're not super expensive, but they're good, right? So if I listen to something through, I don't know, this Amazon Fire tablet, just using the little quarter-inch jack on the headphones, it's going to sound pretty good to me. Because these headphones, not only are they good headphones, but it's small. Even if the file that I'm running through the DJ program isn't fantastic, if it's a low bitrate file, it's not going to sound half bad through headphones. And even if I use something like these budget headphones, these American Audio headphones right here, head upside down, yeah, there we go. These are like $50, whatever. Same file is going to sound fine, whether it's a 320 MP3 file or even if it's maybe a real low bitrate MP3 file. It might sound okay. You might not be able to tell much of a difference, right? However, if I ran this through a big system with a low bitrate file, you're going to hear the difference. Now, I use this when I do wedding ceremonies through things like the Maui 5 GAL. There's also the EV Everse 8, the smaller speakers. I'm just using the headphone output. I have an adapter cable to go into these. I don't like to use Bluetooth because I don't like the lag. The lag drives me nuts. Some of you are okay with it. I don't like it. And the other thing that makes me nervous is when a lot of things are Bluetoothed. When you get a crowd in a room, you know, everybody's got a phone. There could be interference. I'd rather hardwire things. I just feel better about it myself personally when it comes to Bluetooth right now. Another conversation. But anyway, yeah, this is fine for me. I'm running 320K MP3 files through this DJ program out these relatively small speakers at a relatively low volume compared to what I might have on my big mobile system. I might have bigger speakers. I might be running Evolve 50s, or I might be running, I don't know, EKXs or something, like some 12s or some 15s or whatever. At that point, you're going to notice a sound quality difference, not only for the file, but the output. This is just a little, you know, what do you even call it? It's like a mini plug, right? 1/8 inch plug. Same thing your headphones are using. It's a little 1/8 inch sometimes. So I did a video yesterday where I was talking about this DDJ SR2 that I've ordered. And I may have jumped the gun on that. I may change my mind. I may return it. That's another video. But anyway, I still think it's a nice unit. I've heard that the sound card is fantastic on it. Pioneer makes good sound cards. And it's got balanced outputs. Now, why is that so important? Because there are a lot of units out there that you can buy right now for like under $300 that Pioneer makes. Why wouldn't I just get something like that brand new instead of getting this used piece? Well, some of those Pioneer units, those budget units, have RCA outputs. And I think it's important to have the balanced stuff. That's good sound quality. Now, it wouldn't matter if we're listening to it here at home, if I'm playing it here, even in my home studio. It probably wouldn't matter that much. I wouldn't notice much of a sound difference. But when I'm going through a PA, like the one that I bring out for weddings, I'm going to notice a difference. And I'm definitely going to notice a difference if I'm plugging into a high-end PA system, like I'd be plugging into in this gig that I may or may not be starting in February. You're really going to notice a difference. So what you want to do is have the best controller that you can get, sounds the best, balanced out, good sound card, to run through a nice PA system, along with good files, which, look, I run 320K MP3. You can do WAVE, you can do FLAC. 320K MP3 is good enough for me. I can't hear a difference, and I feel like my hearing is still pretty good for an old school DJ. It sounds fine to me. But I do want to say this, just because something has balanced outputs doesn't mean that it's going to sound fantastic. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This little unit right here, I actually like it. And I've had it, I think it's probably about a 12-year-old unit. This is an American Audio VMS2. They made a VMS4 that was bigger. I kind of liked the 2. I thought it was fun and built well. Cool little unit. And if you look at the back, look at that. It's got balanced XLR outputs. I played with this thing at home. I ran it through a speaker I had. I don't even remember what speaker it was. Maybe it was an RCF or something, a 12-inch speaker. I thought it sounded pretty good, you know? And I decided to use it at the casino when they used to have that video bar down there. I brought it in, and it sounded horrible. I couldn't believe how bad it sounded. This is not an expensive piece. This was a budget piece at the time. And for the time, it was all right. If you're running a small mobile system or you're playing around at home, this was pretty cool and solid. But once you went through a higher end system, a bigger system, at louder volumes, you noticed the sound degradation. My files were fine, but this thing was the weakest link in the audio chain. And those links are important with those big systems. So, yeah, what have I changed my mind to on that unit? I don't know yet, but I may have jumped the gun on it. And that's, like I said, another video. But, yeah, the bigger the system is, the more important the quality of your files are and the quality of your sound card is. The more important, something like balanced outputs are. You're going to hear every little issue through a big system. You won't hear it through headphones. You won't hear it if you are at home playing around, like a bedroom DJ. You're probably not going to notice it. You're like, a file's a file. Who cares, right? It's probably true until you get on the big systems. So I don't know if that made sense. And I just want to say it again. I am not an audio engineer, but I know enough about audio to know what I just told you. If you want details, look in the comment section. There's somebody in this comment section who knows more than I do about this stuff. Supposedly. We hope. I don't know. Most of the things that they're going to say are going to confuse me. I am not an audio engineer. I don't pretend to be. But I do know this. And I can tell you that, just use good stuff. Use the best audio files that you can use. If you're doing music video, use the best music video files that you can get your hands on, especially if you're plugging into a high-end house system. This just went to sleep. Wake up. Let's see, look at that. I gotta swipe it. There it is. Anyway, tip for you. Just because it sounds great at home or through your headphones doesn't mean it's going to sound great through a PA. So we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. More videos to come real soon. Practice and enjoy.